Dear ladies and gentlemen, I, Shweta Suryavanshi, would like to welcome all of you to the 7th Pune Dialogue on National Security on the theme, India's Security in a Changing World Order. As you are aware, this conference has been jointly organized by Pune International Center, Policy Perspectives Foundation, and Center for Advanced Strategic Studies. We are grateful to each one of you for your presence here, and indeed, we have a galaxy of eminent speakers here today. A few hundred participants are joining us online, and I would like to welcome them too. Time is of the essence, and I would like to welcome the convener, Lieutenant General Vinayak Patankar, to kindly deliver the opening remarks. Thank you.
Thank you, Shweta. Jai Hind and good morning. Suprabhat. First of all, a very warm welcome to all of you, particularly our guests who have traveled all the way out from outside Pune. I hope you have had a reasonably comfortable night, especially our guests who are staying here in this hotel. Before we launch into this year's PDNS, just a couple of points. One is, of course, the whole ethos of PDNS actually can be summarized or encapsulated in a small quotation. It goes something like this: Vade vade jayate sattva bodha. It means from dialogue, from discussion, we seek the truth. So that has been the core ethos of PDNS over the years, and this year is no different. To launch the proceedings for the day, I'm going to request Dr. Mashelkar, our president, to give the welcome address, but just a short introduction of Dr. Mashelkar first. As I just mentioned, he is the president of PIC, the National Research Professor, as he is better known. He has served as the Director General of the Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, CSIR, as we know it, for over 11 years. He was also the President of National Science Academy and President of the Institution of Chemical Engineers in the UK. He is on the board of directors of several reputed companies such as Reliance, Tata Motors, Hindustan Lever, just to name a few. There are another half a dozen more. He's a member of the Scientific Advisory Board of Microsoft, and in 1998, he was awarded the J.R.D. Tata Corporate Leadership Award, the first scientist to receive this honor. 30 universities have honored him with honorary doctorates, which include universities of London, Salford, Pretoria, Wisconsin, and New Delhi. The President of India honored Dr. Mashelkar with Padma Shri in 1991, Padma Bhushan in 2000, and Padma Vibhushan in 2014. In the post-liberated or liberalized India, not liberated, we were liberated far before that, but the post-liberalized India, Dr. Mashelkar has played a critical role in shaping India's science and technology. He was a member of the Scientific Advisory Council to the Prime Minister, and is also the Scientific Advisory of the Scientific Advisory Committee of the Cabinet set up by successive governments. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Mashelkar. Please come, sir.
Our Honorable Chief Guest, Sri Vikram Misri ji, Deputy National Security Advisor, Lieutenant General Ajay Kumar Singh ji, our beloved Vice President of PIC, Dr. Vijay Kerkar, Sri Pradyot Haldar and Mr. K.M. Singh, our most valued partners with us in the journey of PDNS for over all these years. Lieutenant General Vinayak Patankar, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let me extend a very warm welcome to you to this 7th Pune Dialogue on National Security. Our theme, as you know, is India's security in a changing world order. First of all, I want to recognize that PDNS is the annual conference hosted by our PIC in association with Policy Perspectives Foundation, PPF New Delhi, and the Center of Advanced Studies, CAS Pune. So I want to say how grateful we are for this continued long-lasting partnership. I don't have to speak about PIC, but just to remind ourselves that it's a independent, multifaceted policy research think tank which seeks to foster the values enshrined in the Indian Constitution and the UN Charter. It works in the areas, as you know, of national security, energy, environment, climate change, social innovations, science, technology, innovation, national growth, economic reforms, urbanization, etc. And we provide for a forum for liberal intellectuals, promote an environment for free and fair public debates, and provide a platform to promote arts and culture. And as you know, in the area of national security, our flagship program is PDNS. Again, our topics are always very contemporary. Just to recall, our PDNS conferences have dealt with issues such as national security policy framework, external dimensions to India's security, federalism and national security, impact of national resources on national security, new technologies, and the emerging perspectives for national security, cyber security, and challenges of governance. And as you know, these times are extremely challenging for all of us, and we are not sure whether we are in the midst of a changing world order or a world disorder. Maybe increasing disorder is the right thing to say. Just two more points I'd like to make. I've been given 5 minutes, so I should not exceed that. I think first, General Mehta, your point about the 3 Cs that you talked about: COVID, climate, and conflict. That is very much the case. In fact, I recall that on 15 November, I was in Cape Town, and I gave the opening plenary talk in the inaugural session of WITRO Summit. WITRO is World Association of Industrial Technology Research Organizations. There were 50 nations, their representatives. And my talk was titled Innovation, Inclusion, Resilience, the Cornerstones of Post-Pandemic SDG 17. SDG 17 is, as you know, global partnership for meeting the Sustainable Development Goals, the 16 Sustainable Development Goals. And one of my slides showed that VUCA is the new normal. And I backed it up by showing the IMF World Uncertainty Index just going up. Backed it up by Federal Reserve Board geopolitical risk factor going up. Backed it by companies subject to cybersecurity breach per year going up. And natural disasters, again going up. Everything going up, nothing coming down. So I think this is the VUCA word that we talk about, with these 3 Cs that we talk about. And in that increasing word disorder, how do we keep ourselves in order? I think that is the basic challenge. As a scientist, I am tempted to recall our discussion yesterday. You know, when we talk about security, we talk about health security, energy security, food security, and science plays a very, very important role there. 2020 is recognized as a year of pandemic by everyone. As far as India is concerned, I will say it was year of Indian science. We take pride in the fact that we had 200 crore jabs done in 18 months. That's fantastic, and I presented it very proudly in that global conference. But let's not forget, it would not have been possible without our own inherent capacity, so as to say. When we talk about co-vaccine, it is our own vaccine. And that was built over a period of sort of time. So that becomes very important. Look at, I mentioned to you about fuel cells yesterday. All right? We talk about energy security. It has to be green hydrogen. It has to be green energy. And fuel cells are critical. Now, should we go for just make in India or invent in India? And for that, the New Millennium Indian Technology Leadership Initiative, where government gave soft funding, and there was a partnership between KPIT Technologies, National Chemical Laboratory, and others. Today, we have our own fuel cell. And I'm very proud to say it is twice as good as the best in the world. I'm not exaggerating. I'll give the figures. It is not, in terms of dollar terms, actually, 400 kilowatt as against 1,000, per unit expense that we make, as a matter of fact, ahead of the rest of the world. All this would not have been possible if that strong government funding was there. And I was talking to Pillai Saab just now with regard to the R&D investments, how they have remained static, etc. So I think in order that we remain secure, these investments are going to be extremely sort of critical. Lastly, I would say that India has to have its own strategies. We have to design, develop, and deploy its own unique strategies to deal with the world in disorder. And I'm quite sure that today's deliberations with all the eminent thought leaders that I see here, I'm quite sure will bring new insights, new strategy, as they have always done in all our 6 previous PDNS conferences. Thank you very much indeed. I wish you a great, exciting, exhilarating day ahead. Thank you very much.